Hello, dear students. I welcome you all on behalf of Sri Jayendra Rank Zone classes. Dear student, we are in a continuation of the chapter that is respiration in plant, and in that we have already talked about the different topics, important topics of this chapter. That is glycolysis, then link reaction, Krebs cycle, and electron transport chain, which all become a part of aerobic respiration. Now, in that we have discussed the ATP calculation as well as separately. Now we have to talk about this respiratory balance sheet of ATP production in aerobic respiration of glucose. Means whatever the total ATP which we are getting, that we need to discuss here from one glucose through the aerobic respiration. So in this respiratory balance sheet, it is possible to make a calculation of the net gain of ATP for every glucose molecule oxidized. Net gain of ATP we can calculate for the every molecule of glucose get oxidized. But in reality, this can remain only theoretical exercise. So there is a sequential orderly pathway functioning with one substrate forming the next, and with glycolysis, TCA cycle and ETS pathway following one after the another. So sequentially several intermediates are forming one after the other, and the glycolysis, TCA cycle and ETS also taking place one after the other in a sequence. And if you are considering this, and by considering that we carry out a calculation, the NADH synthesized in glycolysis is transferred into the mitochondria and undergo oxidative phosphorylation. Okay, that we also take consider. None of the intermediates in the pathway is utilized to synthesize any other compound. Okay, also we consider this thing also here, that we are not considering that any other molecules compound is getting synthesized, and only glucose is being respired. No other the alternative substrate are entering in the pathway at any stage of intermediate, or any stage, at any stage of the intermediary stages. Okay, so they are, glucose is being respired and no other alternative substitute are entering in the pathway, that also we are taking into consideration. But this kind of assumption are not really valid in living system, because multiple pathways operate at the same time, and all pathways work simultaneously and do not take place one after the other. So substrate enter the pathway and are withdrawn from it as and when the necessary within the cell. ATP utilized as and when needed. Okay, so this thing keeps on going. The enzymatic rates are controlled by multiple means, multiple reactions, multiple ways. This enzymatic reaction are controlled. Yet it is useful to do this exercise to appreciate the beauty and efficiency of the living system in extracting and storing energy. We have to understand this calculation. Hence, there can be a net gain of 36 ATP molecules during aerobic respiration of one molecule goes, or 38. Okay, not 36 only. 36 ATP or 38 ATP. So it will be decided that 38 ATP or 36 ATP based on type of shuttle is functional. So what is shuttle? Which shuttle is active when 36 ATP are produced? Which shuttle is active when 38 ATP are produced? That we will discuss further. But here, let us compare fermentation and aerobic respiration. Okay, so fermentation, we need to compare this, and we will compare it by after discussing this. What we can say, we compare here is itself. But about fermentation, we will discuss in detail. In fermentation, we will study that there is a faster oxidation of glucose taking place. But in aerobic respiration, we talk about the complete oxidation of glucose. Net gain of ATP is 2 ATP in the fermentation. We will discuss that how 36 molecule of ATP or 38 molecule of ATP net gain are obtained in the aerobic respiration. And NADH is oxidized to NAD plus slowly in fermentation, whereas it is vigorous or fastly oxidation of NADH takes place in the aerobic respiration. So balance sheet of ATP calculation in aerobic respiration of glucose, if we take out aerobic oxidation of glucose, ATP produced by a substrate level phosphorylation, if we calculate. So ATP produced by substrate level phosphorylation, if we talk, means when the phosphate get released from the substrate and the phosphorylation of ADP will occur, that leads to the formation of ATP. Okay. So when we talk about glycolizing, when 1,3-phosphoglyceric acid get converted into 3-phosphoglyceric acid, the phosphate get released from the first carbon and it is used in the phosphorylation of ADP to synthesize the ATP. So that is the ATP which are obtained through the substituted phosphorylation. Here, two ATP are produced because two PGL, two molecule of 1,3 phosphoglyceric acid get converted into two molecule of 3 phosphoglyceric acid. So two ATP are produced here. Then in next step, the phosphoenol pyruvate acid converted into pyruvic acid. There are also dephosphorylation occur from PEP, phosphoenol pyruvate, and phosphorylation of ADP will occur, and that lead to the formation of ATP. Here also two molecules of phosphoenol pyruvic acid get converted into two molecules of pyruvic acid. So here two ATP are getting synthesized. Okay. Now so this is the 2 and 2. 4 ATP are obtained through the substrate level phosphorylation. Now ATP consumed from glucose to glucose 6 phosphate when they're converted. Here 1 ATP is getting used, and during the conversion of fructose 6 phosphate to fructose 1,6 phosphate, 1 ATP is getting used. So if we minus this 2 ATP out of 4 ATP, we'll see that here total 4 ATP out of 4 ATP, 2 ATP are getting minus, so total net gain is a 2 ATP molecules is the net gain. Okay. So minus 2 ATP is that. Then the ATP from NADH generated in glycolysis, glucose 3-glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate to bis phosphoglyceric acid during this conversion to NADPH are formed, each worth 3 ATP. It is incorrect thing which is typed here. Just let me correct it. So here the each NADH form for 3 ATP. So if 2 NADH 2 are getting synthesized, each ATP code for a 3 ATP. So total 6 ATP are obtained. So ATP gained from glycolysis in the presence of O2 means NADH to undergo a ETS, an oxidative phosphorylation. Then also 3 ATP is going to give. Means O2 utilization occur there. Okay. So when one NADH is used, one half O2 is getting used. Okay. So 6 ATP are formed here. Next, oxidative decarboxylation of pyruvic acid means link reaction. In link reaction, two NADH molecule are formed. Each NADH form code for 3 ATP. So total 6 ATP are formed. And in Krebs acid cycle, ATP produced by substrate level phosphorylation, if we talk, that are formed during the conversion of succinyl coenzyme into the succinic acid. And here, in one Krebs cycle, one ATP is getting synthesized. So in two Krebs cycle, two ATP are going to synthesize. From NADH isocytric acid to oxalosuccinic acid, during these two NADH are getting formed in a Krebs cycle. So it's going to give a 6 ATP. During two Krebs cycle, alpha ketoglutarate acid to succinyl coenzyme. During this, two NADH2 are getting formed. So it is also going to give a 6 ATP. Malic acid to oxaloacetic acid. Here also NADH2 get formed. So two NADH2 during two Krebs cycles, so 6 ATP are going to give it. So total from FADH2, if we count, succinic acid to fumaric acid, during this the FADH2 get formed, and during two Krebs cycle, a 2 FADH2 is going to form. So because of this, the 4 ATP are getting formed. So ATP value of Krebs cycle in all this reaction, if we talk, it is 24 ATP. So total, if we talk, so total 24 ATP. So net gain in aerobic respiration per molecule of glucose, that is going to be 38 ATP. Why? Because 24 of this 2 Krebs cycle plus 6 of, we can say, the link reaction, 2 link reaction, and in glycolysis 8 ATP. So total it is going to be 38 ATP. Now when 36 get formed, we will discuss that. So if we talk about some of the MCQs, how many ATP are generated in respiration? So obviously in respiration total 38 ATP are formed. 38 or 36, actually usually 38 we should count. Okay, 38 ATP are produced. So mark the correct answer, that is the 38. Okay. Sometimes 36 also, we will discuss that. Each mitochondrial NADH2 releases how many number of ATP molecules? So each NADH2 get formed 3 ATP obviously. ATP synthesis in mitochondria is closely associated with, so ATP synthesis is closely associated with the consumption of O2 obviously. Net gain of ATP molecules, ATP in glycolysis per glucose molecule in aerobic respiration represented as net gain of ATP. So net gain of ATP, if we talk, that is total, we can say that it cannot be a 6, actually it is a mistake here. Net gain of ATP talk, then during the net gain of ATP we will not count the ATP which is obtained from the NADH2, we count just 4 ATP minus 2 ATP. So 2 ATP is going to be the correct answer for the net going of ATP in glycolysis per molecule of glucose. Okay. The ATP transfer of 2 electron from cytosolic NADH directly to ubiquinon pool facilitated by NADH ubiquinon oxidoreductase succinate ubiquinon oxidoreductase external NADH dehydrogen. So obviously external NADH dehydrogen enzyme. Total number of proton contributed in the proton concentration gradient by mitochondrial NADH2. Total number of protons contributed to the proton concentration gradient means in the perimitochondrial space. Mitochondrial NADH2, cytosolic NADH2, FADH2 during the oxidative complete oxidation of the one molecule of aerobic respiration and respectively. So if we talk about this mitochondrial NADH2, so mitochondrial NADH2, if we talk from one glucose, complete oxidation, one glucose they are asking. So during one glucose, total 6 NADH2 are found in Krebs cycle, 2 NADH2 in link reaction. So total 6 plus 2 means 8 NADH2 are formed from one glucose by 2 link reaction and 2 Krebs cycle. So during 1 NADH2 breakdown in ATS, 3 pairs of proton moves. Okay, 3 pairs of proton moves. So means total 6 H plus moves during the breakdown of 1 NADH2. So 8 into 6 if we count, that 8 6s are going to be 48. Okay, but during glycolysis also, the NADH2 which are going to be produced that are passed through the mitochondrial matrix and then they get involved in the ETS. So there also 2 NADH2 are formed, and if 2 NADH2 are there, one NADH during one NADH2 transfer, one molecule of two molecule of what we can say the H plus moves, 2 pairs, so 3 pairs are goes. So means 6 goes. So 6 into 2. So it is going to be 12. So 48 plus 12 means we can count it as a what? 60. Means total 60 H plus are particularly goes to the perimitochondrial space during breakdown of this one. But they are just talking about the mitochondrial NADH. Now we remember one more. This is the actual correct calculation. Okay, but in one concept, according to one NCERT diagram, it is given that total 10 H plus. Okay, 5 pairs in one NCERT diagram. 5 pairs move to the perimitochondrial space during one NADH2 transfer. So if 5 pairs moves during this transport, then total 10 H plus are moving per NADH2 breakdown to the perimitochondrial space according to the NCERT diagram. But in NCERT diagram, both FADH2 and simultaneously it is given. If we, according to this NCERT diagram, if we consider 10H plus for 5 pairs of proton during one NADH2 breakdown, and here total 8 NADH2 are there in the mitochondrial matrix, if we do not count this glycolysis one, then this going to be 10 into 8, so 80H plus. Okay, so that will be according, this option will come according to this. Cytosolic NADH2, here also if we count at 10, so 2 NADH2 that are there. Okay, and if this 2 NADH2 are there, here if they are given answer this, okay, and here they have given means for 1 NADH2, here they are calculating 6 and giving it 12. So means this option is incorrect. Here it should be 60 in place of 80 because the correct calculation is this one, or it should be 48. Okay, when they are talking about mitochondrial NADH2, then only 48 we can consider. So 48 becomes the correct answer. 12 become here. FADH2 are during a complete oxidation of one glucose molecule. So FADH2 during FADH2, 4 pairs are goes and 2 FADH2 are produced. So here 4 into 2, that is going to be 8 H plus. So here it should be 8 H plus. So the correct answer is going to be 48, 12 and 8 H plus moves during the breakdown of NADH to FADH2 in such a way. Okay, but one make NCERT diagram makes a confusion somewhat, and because of this, the options in questions are given such like this. Number of H plus translocate into the intermembrane space through the different complexes according to their sequence for the oxidation of each mitochondrial NADH is. So that is 4 plus 4 plus 2. It is according to the NCERT diagram. Okay, be remember. So electron transfer complex with copper containing protein is, that is obviously cytochrome C oxidase, that is cytochrome AA3 complex. Okay, so that is all about the water respiratory balance sheet. I hope you understood well. Thank you everyone.